Hello everyone and welcome to Module 20, Future of Ads. In Module 20, we're going to be covering today the future of advertising, augmented reality ads, and Spark AR. Here's our roadmap. We're currently in Facebook ad tools and analytics. The future of Facebook advertising. Currently, Facebook ad spend is increasing every year. More businesses, now more than ever, are using Facebook ads. We see this every quarter. Spend is going up. Every year, Facebook gets more businesses on their platform, and the landscape becomes ever more so competitive. And so therefore, we have to find new ways to constantly improve and be more competitive, so that way we can always stay ahead of the game and be generating results for our clients and ourselves. And one of those ways that we can start to look at doing so is augmented reality ads. The future's here, and changes like these are becoming ever more present. And I'm sure you've seen a couple of ads like this before, or you've seen filters like this where you can try on different sunglasses and even shades of lipstick and even place things in your own home. And while this might seem foreign to you, it's okay, because this is something that is still on the horizon, and it will be here sooner than we think, but at the same time, there's no pressure to really jump into creating augmented reality ads as of yet, because there's still incredible results you can generate with videos, single images, and really get a successful ROI. But there are different brands that are testing with this, and so as the data comes through, we want to make sure that we keep a pulse on it, so that way we know exactly what is converting in the market. And once augmented reality ads are becoming even more common and we start to really see solid results, it's going to make more sense for us to start understanding augmented reality ads, because that is where the future is headed. You have the metaverse now, you have Oculus VR, you have different apps out there that are starting to take over in this space. And so you want to see where trends are headed and how people are interacting. And as people get more comfortable with making purchases after they interact with something in a more immersive experience, this is where you'll be able to, leverage having your brand in front of these actual potential customers, so that way you can maximize results. Imagine being able to show an ad if you sell sunglasses to where they can try on those different pairs of sunglasses. Once somebody sees how they look on their face, that could be a potential buyer barrier, and you can break that down by allowing them to actually try them on without having the product. And if they like what it looks like, then they might convert, increasing your overall conversions. Same thing for, lipstick. Buying lipsticks online can be deceiving, because you don't really know what it looks like on somebody else's skin and how it look on yours. So therefore, trying it on via filters can increase the overall results pretty dramatically. And so that allows you to really understand what the different lipstick shades look like, allowing you to also get better results. And even the more common one, which is the furniture, where you can actually try to look at different furniture pieces in your home by, actually scanning your room and being able to place these items in your home to see if they look good with the actual textures of your house, apartment, or where you're living. And that can actually drive up sales, because once you see how something looks, you might actually be more inclined to buy it. If you don't know how big it is, how small it is, or the size of it, what it looks like, then the likeliness of somebody making a purchase is going to be less. So you want to be able to maximize the overall opportunity. And if you find that in your brand that people want to actually try the product, look at it, or visualize it somewhere, then this might be an opportunity for you to create augmented reality ads. And looking at these actual, different variations here, the one on the far left follows the model where you pose a question, which is calling out the actual audience. Will this look good at yours? So, you're leaving it open-ended. Will this look good at what? Your home, your apartment? Where will it look good? Your studio? So this is the question that they're posing, so that way individuals will interact with this, because they might wonder, well, where would this look good? And design your happy place in augmented reality. So it's automatically calling out people who are also already familiar with tech and are excited to see what it would look like, wherever they decide to place this item through the actual app. And so they can design their happy place by, using different furniture that Made.com sells. And because of this, Made.com drove a 2.5x higher conversion rate when product was viewed in the augmented reality. So when people quite literally, were placing this piece of furniture around their home or trying it out, they actually were way more likely to buy. And this also drove a 3x increase in add to carts when product was viewed in augmented reality. So people were more likely and inclined to actually add this item to cart and potentially purchase. Therefore, they could have retargeting audiences to get somebody to actually make this purchase by showing those single images of the item that they actually viewed in their home. What's really interesting is with this, you can actually see the breakdown of metrics from Spark AR and see the insights for how long somebody actually viewed in here, which you can do retargeting based off of how many items they placed in this actual AR video, how many items they interacted with, and you can get a lot of specific audiences out of this. And in order to do this, you can use a platform called Spark AR. This is Facebook's actual platform for being able to create these filters and effects and ads. And while AR is just getting started, we're already seeing a global community of developers and creators pioneering new experiences. They're connecting the dots between different types of information, sights, sounds, spaces, surfaces, human knowledge, real-time data, emotions, and beliefs. These are the things that make individuals convert and have driven a lot of the purchases over the years. And this is really remixing a reality in search of new spectrums of meaning, authenticity, and possibility. So this is really opening up a big future here for being able to understand how to interact with augmented reality ads and using them. And as 5G is rolled out and more individuals get access to super fast internet speeds, these types of ads are going to become more common. Right now, if you're running image ads, these ads are likely to load very quickly. It's very easy to show up on somebody's feed and get a lot of placements, which is great, and they're working incredible. But over time, as people's internet speeds get incredibly fast and they do upgrade to the 5G and everybody's, phones get faster, their, computers get faster and technology improves, well, the opportunity to use AR becomes much more efficient and easier to interact with because you can populate these 3D items, show these items of clothing on individuals, show these different, lipsticks, shades very easily without having to wait on any load times. It's almost seamless interaction, which is why it's, really called augmented reality because it almost becomes surreal with how easy and intuitive these, items actually become once you have incredibly fast internet speeds. And so, right now, this is something that you can start to have a basic understanding of and start to know that there's opportunity here and know that this is potentially where the future is heading. This isn't something you necessarily need to master right away. Because right now, the way Facebook ads are going, there's still so many things you can do with videos, ads, creative messaging, and optimization to constantly improve your ads. But knowing Spark AR is something in the future that can potentially be coming and be a very useful tool, then you definitely want to take note of it so that way you always are getting a little bit of information on it so you can eventually, start to go full force with it once this is something that's really taking full effect and is maximizing results. And Spark AR actually provides templates. These are just a few templates. These are the ones that were really making the most sense in terms of relevancy. If you sell sunglasses or glasses, it would make sense to use a face decoration one. Or if you're a cosmetic brand, then using the makeup template would be, would make sense to use in this case. Hats for head decoration. If you sell furniture items, real scale world object. If you sell ties or things that go on, a neck decoration, then that would be a good template. 3D stickers, if you want to show different types of products in different colors, like maybe you're showing, your item and there's different variations of color, you can actually swap through this. And finally, here is how you can start to create augmented reality ads. So what you need to do is you first initially need to set up your actual Spark AR Hub. So if you go to Spark AR Hub and you connect an account, you'll then be inputted into a dashboard that looks something like this. And what you can do from here is if you actually want to create an effect, you can go to create. And it'll load these different templates that you could potentially use. Now, if you're an expert in understanding how to use the actual Spark AR Studio, then you necessarily don't have to use a template. But, if you're not super advanced and you don't want to make things super complicated, then using a template might be easier to actually go forward with. And so in this case, you could click on makeup if you're a cosmetic brand. You can open this template. And then you have to download Open Spark AR Studio, so that way it'll actually open. And once you've actually downloaded Spark AR Studio, you'll be pulled into something that looks like this. And yes, this does look, overwhelming and complicated at first. And you might not necessarily need to understand all of the individual items in here and steps, which is why we would use a template, so that way we can just make this easier. But in this case, for makeup, we would click on makeup, and they make it super simple with the template. If you already know the different shades that you're selling, let's say it's lip colors or eyeliner color, you can click on the eyeliner color and actually adjust the color and, type in the hex code or the specific, color that you have, and you can adjust the coloring. So that way you can show what the most realistic version of your lipstick looks like. And so once you've actually chosen, these eyeliner shades, if you sell eyeliner or eyeshadow or lip color, you can actually adjust the different settings here and showcase these different things. Once you're done, you can quite literally just hit publish. And once published, what will end up happening is you'll be directed back into your Spark AR Hub. And the effect is here. And essentially what you can do is it will go into review, and it's going to take up to 5 days for your effect to be reviewed. And so you want to make sure that you go ahead and click on your profile. You're going to actually switch owners, and it's important whenever you switch owner, you choose your actual page that you're going to run it from. This is important because in order to actually create your effect, you need to switch to your page to do so. You don't need to be in an actual personal account. You need to switch to your actual business page that you're going to be running ads from if you're going to create a Spark AR ad. Once you hit the create button, you'll go through those steps, which are actually going through and designing it in Spark AR. We're not going to go into the super specifics there because it can get pretty overwhelming initially just trying to understand it. But if you do use a template, they do make it super simple for you. And if you just follow those initial steps with the template, then you'll be able to get a rough idea of how the Spark AR ad works. And once you have it and you send it into review, what's going to happen is you'll be able to see what your actual file is. You'll place it, you'll name the filter, you'll choose the platform that you want it to run on, which is Facebook ads. Once you do that, you'll be able to go inside your ads manager. And in your ads manager, if you're using a conversions campaign, you quite literally would just scroll down and choose the template, and you would choose AR experiences. Once you've set up Spark AR, this will populate, and then once you've actually uploaded your effect into the review, it will then populate here. This effect will only show up once it's in review. Now, you won't be able to select that effect until it's approved, and that can take up to 5 days for the estimated review time. Once it's accepted, all you have to do is just click it. You then choose the front-facing camera, because if it's a makeup and cosmetic or it's anything to do with your face, you don't necessarily need to flip the camera around, so you'll choose front-facing camera, so it automatically loads that way. And then your call to action is simply a shop now, which you see here. We would have the actual shop now, and then you enter in the website. So that way when they try the different shades, you can actually have them go directly there. And so that's essentially how it would work whenever you're actually previewing the ad, and you can only use video as the actual format. So all of these right here are video ads. So you have to demonstrate the actual use case of the augmented reality ad by showing a video of the AR item being placed, or the lipsticks being shown, or the different items. That's why these are all videos. You have to show that initially, so that way whenever the individual goes to click on the ad and interact with it, they already understand basically how the initial part of it works, which makes it super simple for them to be able to interact and convert. Now, not everyone is used to augmented reality ads, and so therefore getting a very high conversion rate on this is going to be hard unless you understand how to both design the augmented reality ad, call out your audience. If your audience already understands tech, if they have incredible, internet speeds and 5G's rolled out for them, and they're able to load these things, then you can start to test and see, solid conversion rates. And as we covered here, if we go to this actual case study that Facebook put up about augmented reality, you can see that they did get a 2.5x conversion rate when product was viewed in there, 3x add to carts, 63 extra thousand additional website visitors, 40% increase in ad recall. The reason is for that is because these ads have the actual logos in them. So it increases brand awareness pretty significantly, because when somebody's interacting with something, it's a different type of way for somebody to remember it, because it's more interactive. So therefore they remember the brand more clearly than they would just scrolling past something on their feed. So this can really drive up overall awareness about the brand, which is really good for long-term growth. And when we look at this, you can see that this is the video. You have to use a video if you're going to be doing augmented reality ads. And then you can actually have your items, change the colors here, you see. And as time goes on, there will be more templates that become available. Facebook will make it more easy for individuals to be able to create these actual Spark AR ads. Right now, it is sort of clunky, but you can still create these actual, augmented reality experiences just by following their templates and instruction guides. And I'll be linking all of that in the actual slides and down below, so that way you can start to look more into this on how all of the reality ads work. And overall, we covered the actual future of Facebook advertising. I wanted to put this on your radar so that way you can know what is potentially upcoming, and so that way you can start to look into what is going to be an ad type that is going to be the next thing. These are ways that you can make interactive ads that drive higher conversion rates. You can start to understand if Spark AR is something that you think is a good fit for your brand and the items you're selling, and if so, does the time trade-off of creating these things actually make sense in terms of the results that you'll get. As time goes on and more people's internet actually increases and the speeds get better and iPhones and phones in general get faster, then that is going to be when these things are going to become much more common. Right now, you're starting to see a little bit of this, but it'll be at full force once all of this can actually handle the scale of the amount of data that these types of things require. So overall, I hope you enjoyed this module, and I will see you on the next one.